My name is Kathy Thompson. I'm from Norman, Oklahoma. I am the mom of 6 kids. In my previous life, I was a speech pathologist. I taught some classes at OU. And what do I like to do on the weekends? I like to hang out with my friends. I like to walk. I like to garden, and I like to read. Life before I came to work at Pacebutler looks very different than my life now. I was a stay-at-home mom for about 19 years. I was married to my husband, David. We were married for 22 years. He passed away from cancer last year. And then I re-entered the workforce here at Pacebutler. When my husband was diagnosed with cancer in 2017, he was diagnosed with a pretty rare kind of cancer. And so I got on, I'm a reader. I got on the internet, I was looking for books, or I was looking for anything that I could read about this cancer so I could start to understand what we were facing and hear about other families that had gone through this, and there really wasn't anything out there. And so I started a caring bridge, as much for me to be able to get all of this out, but for all of David's friends and family to keep up with what was going on with him. And before I knew it, over 1,000 people, strangers from all around, were reading this caring bridge. I started getting messages even from people I didn't even know that said, you know, you need to write a book. You're a really gifted writer. And that made me laugh, because if they only knew that most of those caring bridges came from, you know, the dark corner of an ICU suite when my husband was asleep, and it was 2 in the morning and I was just pounding out on this keyboard the things that were going on. Or maybe it was sitting in a chemo suite watching him get poison in his veins, and I was just journaling what was going on with us. So it was surprising. The first few messages that came in from people who said, you need to turn this into a book, I just blew off as people trying to be nice to me. But I have had over 100 messages from people I don't even know that said, you have to turn this into a book. So I started that caring bridge actually in October of 2017, before we even knew my husband had cancer. We just knew he was very sick. And as of currently now, 2021, I still update that caring bridge, and I still receive messages from people. And so my goal is to turn my husband's story into a book and be able to honor him that way by helping other people who will be diagnosed with this horrible cancer. Maybe they can get some hope out of our story. That maybe sounds strange because my husband died, but there was a lot of hope during that journey, and I would like to share that with people. When I first came to Pacebutler, it was just about 6 or 8 weeks after my husband passed away, and I was so quiet, and I really didn't interact with very many people. I always tell people I was just so traumatized when I got here by everything that I had been through. But people didn't really let me sit by myself. People were so friendly. People did not allow me to just be the quiet little person that came in and left without talking to anyone. And I made friends here so quickly because people were determined to be friends with me, and they wouldn't let me push them away. And it's just been so fun meeting so many different kinds of people here, and everyone was just so accepting of me, and they're still accepting of me, which is, I can't believe it every day, but I just love the people here. When I think about the future and the things that I want to do, I know that I'm going to travel. My children are all far-flung. I've got children in the Outer Banks and in the Virgin Islands and in Colorado. I've got a child in Paris, so I know I've got travel in my future. I at some point will have grandkids in my future. I hope to stay here at Pacebutler for a lot of years. And I don't know what my future has beyond that. Sometimes I try not to think that far ahead, but I know I have a lot of fun things in the future ahead of me.